What's up, ladies and gentlemen? 23volt here is here for kind of a little bit of a tutorial video. This tutorial video is going to be showcasing, that's right, Project Cross Zone. Now, as you have heard, recently there's been news of Fire Emblem characters and a character from Xenoblade, which unfortunately I have no idea who is. So this is basically just because, me, I'm a Fire Emblem guy, and this was hella exciting when I heard about Project Cross Zone. Or them being in Project Cross Zone 2. So people who, who've seen it might be wondering, what is Project Cross Zone and is it worth getting? Well, in my opinion, it definitely is. It is a pretty lengthy game, just due to the kind of gameplay and the mechanics of it, because it's essentially a, on the outside, it's a strategy beat 'em up, which is kind of odd when you kind of mix a beat 'em up and a strategy. But before I go into any more in depth, I'm going to showcase the opening because, it's always nice to showcase the opening. So I'm just going to let this play out. So yes, this is Project Cross Zone. Now remember, I'm actually not playthroughing this, but this is going to be a quick first part tutorial. So I'm going to go through all the tutorial levels and explain at my best to describe what Project Cross Zone is all about. But I should also mention beforehand that I do not know every character in this game. I have played through this, as I'll show in a second. I have played 52 hours of it. In fact, there was a part when I actually tried playing a second time, putting 109 hours into the game, which is honestly quite a bit when you think about it. That just shows how much, just clearing the game takes 52 hours. So if you don't want to, play that long, then it might not be you. But if you have the patience of being able to play for 52 hours every now and then go right ahead. But yes, so I'm just going to go over the clear data. So I'm not going to go over the story. Don't need to look at the story, because like I said, it's just a tutorial, so we don't need to see all this. Besides, stories of crossover games never make sense, so you don't need to worry about the story too much. If you're not one to like the story, this game is definitely not for you. If you do like kind of strategy games, then I do recommend giving this a try. And if you like really flashy, like kind of scenes, then definitely go with it. So yes, here we have characters talking. These two characters here are the main two characters of the game, and they are characters home to this game. In other words, they are not from any other game. because this game is obviously full of characters from other different franchises, but this is the first time these two have ever appeared in gaming history, so yeah, they are the main characters of this game. Also, voice acting is a thing in this game, so if you like voice acting, then go right ahead. I'm not sure if there's any English voice acting. Right now I only hear Japanese, but voice acting texts are actually in blue. But like I said, we don't actually need to read all this stuff because we don't know what's happening. But oh no! We're being flooded with weird things. But let's kill them. So, Prologue 1, The Wanderers. So for those who have played, or who own a 3DS, and about 80% of you would probably own Fire Emblem Awakening, it has that similar kind of niche to it. So, controlling allies and the menu. Move the circle pad in the area, use a color, zooming in and out, press the X button to bring up the command menu, and you can show a bunch of stuff. Touch the screen or move the circle pad while the L and R buttons are dispersed to set free cursor mode. Check out the map, location, show bug breakable items, repeat your X, enter. Check also find tutorial in the database, blah 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 blah. Okay. So, with all that being said, I guess I should reiterate. Normal battle, blah blah, controlling unit in an orange area, blah 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 blah, attack icon, blah 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 blah. List of attacks, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah. And blah 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 blah. Normal battle turns, blah blah blah. Okay. So after all that tutorial stuff, so I'm gonna try explain this myself. So as you can see, can I zoom in and out? Yes, I can. So here are the controls. The circle pad on the main character will determine how, or where they can go. Not determine. It moves the character around. The character can move only in where the blue spaces are. The circle pad obviously moves the character. L and R don't do anything just yet. The control pad on the bottom, underneath the circle pad, allows you to move the camera around. So look at that, nice. Can I get the 3D effect on here? Ooh, that's kind of weird, really. All right, let's set the 3D effect off. And then, let's see, what else can we do? Yes, we can also, if you press the X button, it brings up the menu on the top left up here. When you bring up the menu, you have not only just 4, but more options to pick. So, I guess I can go over them. So, in the menu bar, there are quite a few things you always have to do in this game. Skills. Skills are different for each pair, because of course there's like multiple different, pairs in this game. And depending on the units, they can all do different types of skills. And they all run depending on your XP bar. Which I should also mention. For each pair, the HP bar is there, and the whole entire army relies on one single XP bar. So this XP bar does not rely on just these two, but when we get other characters, this one goes for everybody. And as you can see, emergency rations, if you hover over the skill, it tells you the description here, which heals 30% HP, but we're fully healed, so that doesn't matter. But if we did need a heal, it would cost 20% XP. Now by 20%, it means it will go from 50 to 30, as opposed to 20% of 50, which I believe is 10. So it won't go from 50 to 40, it would actually go down to 30. Items. You can also pick up items in this game. They range from HP items, XP items, or status ailment items. HP items obviously heal your amount of health, depending, and it will show you like the little descriptions of each different item. The XP represents the items that boost your XP meter, as you can see listed there. And the status ailments determine whether if like a unit has been put under, like, I believe there's poison, stunned, and there's also debuffed, which is another thing I believe, but unfortunately there's no thing there. There's no descriptive item there, but yeah, those are pretty much the items of the game. You can also have a look at the stats if you want to do so, but you don't need to worry about this too much. Yeah, you don't need to look at that at all. You can quick save. If you quick save, you can obviously quit the game, restart the game, and then click on continue. You can only save one quick save, of course, before it's overwritten. On the next side of the menu, we have units. So you can have a look at your units in a list form. You can look at the enemy units in list form, or you can look at it in turn order form. because as you can see, each individual character has a turn order. So we obviously move first, and this guy moves second, this guy moves third, this guy moves fourth, and so on and so forth. When we have like 50 characters, there will be a big long chain of line of characters down there. Our requirements, it shows, victory, kill all the enemies, and obviously we lose if we die. Database just shows more of the tutorial stuff, but I am the tutorial, so you don't need to see this. And Crosspedia, which shows the many different characters who are in this game. I won't go over the Crosspedia because, it's not necessarily for this tutorial. I will go over more of that stuff later on. And obviously I have just all options stuff. So that's basically it. So, as for attacking, let me rephrase that. As for doing an action, each character has one action per turn. And by action, I mean an action is determined by either if they attack an enemy or if they just wait. You can actually continuously use items as much as you want on one turn, or on that same character's turn, but as soon as you attack an enemy or end your turn by pressing B, that obviously ends your turn, and then the next character in line does their move. However, as you can see, the orange little diamond around us determines our attack range. So, what we are going to do is obviously attack this guy because he's within our range. Unfortunately, the other two are not. Alright, so attacking. This is actually very important. Because attacking, from the looks of it, if I show you a demonstration of what goes on, you'll be probably thinking, what the heck am I doing? So they're gonna do like their little pre-dialogue thing before the game starts, but we're gonna see what happens here. So you guys are probably thinking, what the hell did I just do? But before you say anything like, wow, that's a pretty big button masher, it actually is not. However, it is actually a timed combo set kind of battle formula kind of thing. So yes, as soon as we're done, doing our move, enemies will, attack, blah, 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 good on them. They're going to attack me. I don't know why you need to tell me this kind of stuff. Alright. Okay, so here we go. So when an enemy attacks us, we actually have 3 different options to pick from. Those 3 options are obviously counter, defend, and full defend. Counter, after the enemy hits us for their 100% damage, so like their full potential of damage, we can actually counter them back with our own combo. Unfortunately, your combo count is not as high as you would when you're attacking, but it is good if you want to finish off a really weak opponent. Defending increases your defense by, I believe, 50%. I don't know the exact percentage, but it does increase your defense of the attack, and it's probably the most useful response select ever. I should also mention each response select uses XP, which uses the thing down here. And full defend, if you really don't want a character to die, full defend actually negates any damage at all, so that's why it costs 60 as opposed to 50 from defend. But let's show off counter. So we took the most damage we can from this guy, and as you can see, after he shuts up, we have. I'll just mention this. So we have the little special bar here. This is his HP down here. We actually have our combo set, different combo sets, like on this little panel here, and they all represent different kinds of moves. So A on its own without any directional pad, think of it like Smash Brothers. A without a directional pad does one set. Holding left, as you can see, if I hold left, the arrow hovers over a different combo set. So this combo set will do Shuriken and extensions. So if I press A now, it will do that move. If I hold right, it will do the third set, Hasojin and Tiger Flyer. And obviously if I press A, it does that skill. What you want to do, obviously this is counter, so I can't really show it off. At the bottom right, you can see how many attack inputs I can do. So if I can zoom in on that. Can it zoom in properly? Okay, there we go. As you can see, I can only do one attack for this round, so let's just get this over and done with. Because it's a counter, I can only do one. Oh god, come on, focus, autofocus. Alright, we good? Alright, good job. Good job, phone. Alright, so turn ends, but it is now our turn again. So, what are we going to do? We are going to wreck this guy's day. Let's go for this guy. Let's go actually how you should actually, you know, handle these sets. I guess I'll explain. Alright. I'll explain exactly what I explained just before the whole counterattack. So, if I hold left and press A, I'll do shuriken and extensions, and I only need to input the button once. Yeah? So if I hold the right one, I can do Hasojin and Tiger Flyer. So you can do these combos in any order. I should also mention, see how these two combos have been grayed out. This is basically a guide that shows you what combos you should probably use left. As you can see on the bottom right, I had 3 attack inputs that I can do. However, as if I use one of each of these combos in any order, it doesn't have to be a specific order, but as long as I use them in any order, I get an extra attack. So, obviously you want to do extra attacks because, you know, it increases your damage output, and I missed entirely. Not that it mattered, because he died. I missed because he died. And of course, when they win, they have their little, you know, dialogue things to go through. How cute of them. I'm actually not going to defend this one. You're probably wondering why I didn't defend. Now, one move that I actually did not get to talk about. So if we attack this guy, blah blah blah. You can actually skip these, but I'm just leaving them in because, you know, it's cool. So the one thing I didn't show off is the special move. And the special move is denoted to the Y button on its own, which is Forbidden Art Fire Element Seal. And obviously this move, as soon as you use this move, your attack ends, but it is a very ultimate move that you can only use if you reach 100%. To increase your XP gauge, which is what this is called, you have to attack the enemy and this meter will just slow up. So just attacking the enemy will, you know, boost it up. And that's basically how that works. I should also mention that, you know when I said doing different combos is what you want to do? There's actually a little bit more to it. You also want to time your attacks so that they fall behind each other and critical hit. And it's timed based. It's a timed skill. So basically what I mean is, I'm going to try and see if I can get critical hits from using all of my abilities. Because critical hits obviously deal more damage. To land a critical hit, you have to press the next input just before they land. So unfortunately I missed that one. I missed that one as well. Come on, get one. Ah, I missed crits. I might show you crits in the later one, but for now, I get to show this off. So by pressing Y, you get to do your ultimate special move. Which, in my opinion, is actually pretty badass. Lol. Yes, that's what this game is going to be full of. Oh well. But yes, that is basically it. And we're not going to read the story because we don't care about the story. But yes, that is the first part of Project Cross Zone's tutorial. So hopefully that kind of explained what this game is going to be fairly based on. So it's strategy where you and your enemies take turns in doing actions and deciding who attacks who and such. If you attack an enemy, you have to deal as much damage to that enemy to the point where it kills it, or, you know, weaken them as much as you can. If the enemy's attacking you, you have options to defend yourself or counter them in ways that would benefit you. And that's basically the whole game. That is the main fighting style. Now, obviously, there's a little bit more to it, and that's why I'm going to continue this video in different parts. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this is pretty informative about what Project Cross Zone is all about. And hopefully you might consider getting Project Cross Zone too, because it's a pretty good game. Like, Project Cross Zone is no joke. I mean, I love the game to bits, and I didn't even know any of the characters, maybe besides Tekken, Street Fighter, Mega Man X, and Devil May Cry. I mean, I've never played them, but I do know them. But there are also other characters that I've never seen before. But other than that, yeah, I'm 23Volt, and I'm signing out, and I'll see you guys for the next tutorial video on Project Cross Zone. So I'll see you there.